Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about eggs. Yes, they are delicious. Whether you're frying them or you're boiling them or you're poaching them or you're baking with them, eggs are delicious and they are very versatile. So that's why they are like they are an ingredient in most bakings. Whatever you're baking, whether you're baking pies or you're baking cakes or you're baking cupcakes or you're baking human beings, whatever you're baking. You need eggs basically. So, and the reason why some people boycott eggs is maybe because they're vegetarians or maybe because they're just simply allergic to eggs. So if you're one of those people where maybe you're a vegetarian, yes, or maybe you just don't like the smell of eggs, some people just don't like them, or maybe you are even completely allergic to them, today I'm going to be giving you 5 substitutes that you can use to replace eggs when you are baking. Yes, so you can get perfect cakes every time even though you're not baking with eggs or maybe because you don't like eggs. Okay, so guys, in this substitution, yeah, measurement is very important. So regardless of what option you're going to be using in the substitute I'm giving you, make sure you measure properly so it doesn't throw off your recipe, so you can get the perfect result you're looking for. Okay, so the first one we're going to be considering is apple sauce. Yes, apple sauce are basically like boiled apples, and most times they've been flavored or like flavored with nutmeg or some cinnamon and some added sugar sometimes. So the first thing you want to think about is applesauce, and when you're substituting this, basically you need 1/4 cup of applesauce to replace 1 egg, which is about 60, I think about 65 grams of applesauce to replace 1 egg. Yeah, yes, which includes the yolk and the white, of course. So you can replace 1 egg with 65 grams of applesauce, but you want to make sure when you do that you use that in maybe cakes or cookies, because sometimes they might have like a slight taste of apples, yeah, in your recipe. So you might taste the apple or smell it a little bit, but then who doesn't like apples? Because apples are wonderful and sweet. Okay, and you want to make sure you use unsweetened applesauce. That gives you the best result. Okay, so number 2, we are talking about bananas, like mashed bananas. Bananas are awesome. The only thing you want to think about when you're using this is to make sure they are very ripe, because those ones are easier to mash and they give you the best result. And number 2, you might get like a banana flavor after you're done baking, because of course you can't like mask the flavor of banana. It's just wonderful. Okay, you need like half a banana to 1 egg. So if you're replacing 1 egg, you need about 65 grams of mashed bananas to replace 1 egg. Yeah, and this is really good for if you're baking cakes, especially chocolate cakes, or if you're baking brownies or cookies. This is awesome for them. So if you like to replace eggs in those kind of recipes like cakes, brownies, cookies, yeah, mashed bananas are very perfect for you. And it's best for you to buy the bananas when they have those brown spots, because they're just wonderful at that state. Okay, so the next thing you want to think about is yogurt. Yes, so in case you are vegetarian, in this case you can decide not to buy dairy, normal, yes, so you can buy, maybe there are other variants of yogurt, so you want to make sure you opt for that if you're using this, if you're vegetarian and you like to use yogurt to replace eggs. The only thing you have to bear in mind is the fact that different yogurts have different fat content, and the higher the fat content, the better the replacement option for you. So you have to bear that in mind, and you should use 1/4 of a cup of yogurt to replace 1 egg. And yogurt is really nice, so when you're using this substitution, you want to make sure you buy unsweetened, unflavored yogurt, because that way it doesn't give your baked goods a particular taste or a smell or something, and it is best for maybe cakes or cookies or brownies and the likes, basically. Okay, so the next one is nut butter. Yeah, you can use any nut butter. You can use almond butter, peanut butter, all sorts of nut butters, actually, cashew butters. Yes, the only thing with this replacement is that you can literally taste the butter in what you're baking. So you want to make sure, like, except you don't mind the taste of the nut butter, if you're going to be using this, you can taste it heavily in what you're making, even though the texture of what you're baking would be nice. And to replace 1 egg, you need about 60 grams of nut butter. Yeah, so you should bear that in mind. That's about 3 tablespoons of nut butter, whether you're using peanut or almond nuts or whatever you're using. Yes, and this is actually best for cookies and cakes and brownies, what else, not pies or those other things, but and it really affects the flavor of what you're baking, so you have to bear that in mind as well. Okay, so finally, The last one, and which is my favorite one, is baking soda and vinegar. Okay, so it's important for you to know that in this substitution, vinegar means white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. You can use rice vinegar or wine vinegar or one of those other vinegar. So you want to use regular vinegar and baking soda, and the measurement is you need 1 teaspoon of baking soda plus 1 tablespoon of vinegar to replace 1 egg. And this gives you like perfect results. You can hardly taste it, you can hardly smell it. Like, this is like, for me, I think this is the best substitute, especially if you are a baker and you're trying to make like vegetarian options for cakes and everything. So this is wonderful because you can smell it, you can taste it, you can see it. It's just perfect. It literally disappears and you won't know there are no eggs in your baked goods. So I hope you guys love this video and it's useful to you, especially if you're a vegetarian and you're trying to replace eggs. So thank you guys, and I hope you watch my other videos as well. So make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as _cake me away, which means there are 2 underscores in front of the cake me away when you type it. And remember to subscribe to this channel and click the bell notification so you can get notified every time I post something. Thank you guys, and see you next time.